Hi guys, I'm back and I'm in my new place. I feel very happy. I feel very good, and um, I haven't been here for a while now on this YouTube channel. Why? Because I do this for fun. However, what I do find important to mention, I am a reader that is not fixated on the past, especially if it comes about, um, you know, love readings. I'm doing readings for individuals that do not want to have anything to do with their ex partners, ex lovers, that do not entertain situationships and or connections that I deem as, less than that someone deserves. And it has nothing to do with the fact if you like to do casual things, as long you truly believe that you do it because you want to and not because it makes you feed a certain validation that you need externally from yourself, and or because you try to keep it as a way of hoping that that individual will stay, and that is the reason why you don't uphold your own standards. So if you like to engage within casual sex and those type of things, I stand for that. Do that, as long it has to do with something that you want and not because you hope you get a relationship and or love out of. So I'm not, dirty to that idea and as a casual thing in a whole, just the way how it goes to. That's why I chose consciously to do readings, especially love readings. It has to do with the future and the present, and fixated on your highest worth within you and self-love within you, and what you believe that you truly deserve, and that also just the reason why I choose to do that, because I find it important that people hear that they can get out of the situations, especially within love, where they maybe find themselves in. And when you have no hope that something better will come, that I'm here showing you there is better, as long you always choose to walk away from the things that you do not want. No matter how many times you need to walk away, how aggressively you need to walk away, how silent you need to walk away, how selfish you need to be able to make that choice. I always believe that there is always something better. Therefore, if I see a past person within a certain reading, I I do acknowledge them. However, I always state, do not go back. Even within the readings where I say, yes, they do have changed. However, I truly believe that someone needs to love you properly the first time around. And if they cannot do that, they don't deserve you. Um, and yeah, that's just how I'm in. You don't need to take it, but then you'd understand my way of doing readings, because I notice certain individuals are taking it very too hard, and they're like, a reader doesn't need to tell me who I do or cannot accept. Babe, what you want to accept, that is on you, but I'm not gonna sit here and read things as if I'm okay with the things that I hear within those readings. Okay, I'm always gonna state my truth. I'm always gonna state my perception on perspective on things, and what I do agree with and what I do not agree with. Um, and next to that, sometimes my intonations change. Sometimes I speak louder, faster, slower, harder, intense. How harder I speak, how more passionate I am about the topic. I am not angry. um, but yeah, especially if I'm talking in the sense of this individual, this and a third, about the past individual, you really can do what you want, but I don't agree with it. But I don't want to sell myself as if I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm a truthful reader the truth of KİKÂY, and that is how I'm gonna read. And I'm very hard on what I consider correct morals and what I consider incorrect morals. And I believe that my viewers truly deserve the best person in the planet. And yeah, I just know everyone will get that individual as long as you always walk away from the things that you do not want. And not to be scared to stay single for the rest of your life because you keep meeting the wrong individuals. I truly believe if you won't meet anyone this life, you will meet them eventually, your next life, if you choose to live again. But I truly believe that you never truly, find the right person for you if you not walk away from situations that do not feed you emotionally, spiritually, sensually, sexually, whatever is out there. So let's continue within the reading, and yeah, see you at your pal. Hi, pal number 1. Let's check the cards. Okay, here are a lot. I'm going to turn it around. These are all up. Okay. I was going to check that out double for a second because I'm not sure. Because these are other cards. Because I also have cards, I just look at the text and I can see clearly they're up or down, right? Okay, now everything is up. Oh my gosh, what a headache. I'm tired. Has nothing to do with reading, by the way. I've just done too much for today. Oh my god. This steady. Yeah, okay, this was already out. So the reading will be what is your future spouse's first impressions of you? What is your future spouse's first impression of you? What is your future spouse's first impressions of you? I see the love for speaking out. I hear immediately you are a strong individual. You're a stubborn individual. If it doesn't resonate, I don't think this reading is for you. I'm gonna say it straight up to you. You're a strong, passionate individual that has went through a lot of things within life. You have needed to do a lot of things on your own. If you are scared that you can only be successful with a man, that's a lie. That's not true. If readers tell you that your man is gonna open something up for you to be able to become successful, that's a lie. You make that for yourself. Eventually he will come in the same position that you are, and you guys amplify everything that you have built for yourselves. However, I do want to make clear that even if that individual would never come, it will always still happen that eventually your success will amplify on itself, on its own. This doesn't mean that he doesn't come, but I just want to make that clear. Like, this is your purpose. And the only difference that your purpose has with your partner is the fact that you will be sitting faster within a position where you have the feeling where you don't necessarily need to wear it all by yourself. So what I mean by that is you have a very, very busy schedule and it can exhaust you in some times, but that schedule wouldn't necessarily change. But because there's another individual, it's easier for you to kind of have the idea that someone is wearing piece of your busyness, even though they're not. It's just like the idea that they are already puts you in a position where you can rest better, and when you rest better, your results come quicker. It's the same way with going to the gym. If you work out every single time and you don't rest, you will see progress, but slowly. But you know, if you rest, you will see progress quicker. And for them, that individual, your future spouse being there, is like kind of that rest moment. However, I do hear they are not an individual that are not the same as you, in the sense of, if you have a high work ethic, they will have a high work ethic. I also hear someone say like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have someone who tries to take me out every single time out of my working schedules or my, you know, my goals. They will not do that. They're equal as busy as that you are. The thing is just also what that partner brings in your life, you also bring in their life. Therefore, you guys will have moments that you can actually truly rest with each other, and, you know, eventually get a better result because of that. So it's not that someone is telling you that you need to work less hard or anything like that. It's also not someone who comes in your life because you don't understand what having fun means. Because I hear that you also hear that a lot in readings, or that people say, yes, your partner's gonna come in to show you to have more fun, or how to balance fun with work, even though, no, it's not the craze. What I hear, they read it wrong. It's not about the fact that you do not know how to make fun. You do know how to make fun. For you, it's just, for you to be able to make fun, it needs to give you a feeling as if it's a good investment to invest in. So what I mean by that, let's say if you hate going out, you hate partying, it doesn't mean that you're no fun. You like the parties, you still like parties, but qualitative high parties. Therefore, you think by yourself, your investment within your fun is actually, you know, eventually at the end is giving to you, instead of it draining you at the end. So yeah. Then, you know, because I kind of have this feeling with this bow that a lot of readers don't quite understand your energy, and therefore a lot of times kind of project something onto you is not necessarily the case. So the same way, if we go to, I know we're gonna get in the reading later, but your spirit guides really hammer me to take this out. But a lot of readers project something onto you that's not you. So for another example, if you do not want to have children, every tarot reader that keeps telling you that you will have them, you will not. And one thing that I hear is, for some of you, because of that, you close yourself off to love unconsciously, because you're really like, I am committed to my child-free life, but readers keep telling me that my partner brings in a child that I do not want. If it's a child from another marriage, or if it's like you're supposed to be child, that will not happen. That is just, it comes out of their own idea of close-mindedness, of understanding that women or men cannot want to have children, and that is absolutely okay. So don't be scared that your future spouse comes in and you need to obey to eventually give them a child that you don't actually want. Okay, I think everything is out right now, but for me, it was very clear that I need to state from your spirit guides. I don't know necessarily why, but maybe it has to do with certain projections your future spouse can put on to you within meeting you in the first impression. Maybe that's the reason, but I'm gonna see within the cards right now.
Okay, okay. Come here. You're so sexy. I know you lie. I know you lie. Yeah, she's sexy fine. She's sexy fine.
Okay, for some reason that song was very, yeah, it was, okay. So first off, they will find you extremely attractive. However, it's so funny that I heard that reading after me stating why I maybe can get this type of, information from your spirit guide. And in that song, the guy says, "You're sexy, and I know you lie." First off, this individual has trust issues. However, don't be worried. It's not an individual who has trust issues that will sabotage things because they have trust issues. Do you know those individuals that have trust issues, and because of that, they out of a sudden gonna cheat because they think you're gonna cheat? It's not an idiot like that. It's a clear individual who has morals. They will never cheat. I wanted to change to not cheat, but they made it very clear to say never cheat. They will never cheat. I also need to say clearly, every individual that has cheated on you or is cheating on you is not your future spouse. So if you try to, continue certain connections, even though they cheated, they are not your future spouse. I hear they can give you the ring, you can get married to that individual, but they are never truly your future spouse. And to make it absolutely particularly clear. But yeah, so your future spouse, they love the way, I see Six of Wands underneath. They love the way you look. You are so attractive. What springs out? Eight of Wands. And it was like 8 of Wands. You are so attractive to them, and also the way you move fast. I don't know, but I don't know how to explain. You move fast but slow at the same time. It's like you yourself walk slow, but because you have a big ass, it moves. Do you know what I mean? But it's like slow motion, but fast because of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's so fast that it goes slow mo. So someone maybe has like a big bumpy dum. But yeah, that's what I kind of hear. You are very you're sensual. They are so attracted to you, girl or guy. I don't know. I say girl to everybody, a guy or a girl or a they or them. Please don't. You get what I mean. But yeah, they're so actual attracted to you, like extremely. But because they have trust issues, they think it's too intense. Their feeling to you is too intense. They're literally like sitting in a chokehold because they are thinking it's too intense and I don't trust you, and therefore I'm not gonna go for it right now. There is a possibility of them meeting you and they choosing not to go for you because it's too intense too soon. And when I say this, it will not start off physical, to make that absolutely clear. This connection will not start off physical. However, what I do hear, this future spouse of yours could have been a man hoe or a girl hoe. And in these readings, we don't slut shame, okay? We don't body shame or like body count shame. We don't do that, girl. If you are, you're still young or you're not on the right reader, for real. This is an individual that is very easy within having casual sex, but there's something within which you, I want to say they really don't want me to say it, but it's like, they knew you had the key to their heart for it to become more than just sex. So what I also hear within this first impression that they have for you, there is a big possibility of them lingering around you but not really making a move. And if they are in a certain connection with you, it's not considered a friendship. So what can I say? At least for them, it's absolutely not a friendship, okay? Like let's say you guys hang out, they will stare at you. They were just like, there will be moments that they stare at you and you will not really understand why they stare and for what they stare. But eventually, gradually, slowly, they show certain things that you're like, wait, you're much more invested in me than I knew that you were. You're also a little bit more focused on me in moments that we are together than that you let on. So this is a connection that can brings time, because one thing that I see for you guys, I don't know why I channeled this fucking much, but maybe I don't know. But for you guys, I also have the feeling it's like this individual, you may see them going in and out of relationships, and one significant relationship. So there can be a moment of them having flings and then having a relationship, but eventually, like, that relationship in itself will go good for them, but there will come a time that they understand, like, wait, I have trust issues, yet I choose to trust this individual. Therefore, what is stopping me to be able to learn to trust you? And then they're gonna understand, like, wait, then they are in a position where they open their eyes. It's not that they are cheating. It's also not that they are emotionally cheating. Like, the thing is, they were always, they don't want me to say it, but they were always in love with you, but they were just ignoring it wholeheartedly. So when they are in that other relationship, they truly believe that they are in love with that individual. Like, they truly do. There just comes a time that out of a sudden, everything that they try to ignore, it just rushes in. And this is an individual, and that's why they stayed on, like, clearly they never cheat. Like, I think they also want to make it clear to you so that you can understand they will not try to entertain you when they are still within that connection, and they will not try to entertain you in their mind within that connection. So the moment they have an epiphany, they will end it. And the reason why they will end it so quickly is because they had so many casual sex. They are very good in detaching from individuals. However, one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, they are gonna have an issue detaching from you. Like, this is an individual that there is something with the key that you hold. They can't detach from you. It's the same way for, let's say that the moment they are in a relationship and they have this whole idea of, like, they are very committed and loyal and whatever, and then you just don't speak, whatever the case may be, they like, I don't know what I want to get out. I don't think it was that important then. So if it is important, eventually it will come. But right now it just vanished. So I'm not going to force it to, bring it on. But one thing that I want to make clear, don't worry about it. I see also the manifestation. Yeah, there is something throughout that, like, that relationship that are going to go in, that manifestation that they have asking for unconsciously rushes in. And I think it is because in the relationship and them having that relationship with the other person, they understand the fact that they are ready, like, truly ready. And they never really thought that they were. And there maybe can be certain cases that they didn't necessarily, again, with the projection. I think both of you have projections on each other, but there is something with a projection that they have where they in the start just thought it's intense, and then they thought, we probably do not want to have the same for the future. But let's say if in the start you guys didn't want to have the same in the future, eventually their mind will change. And the reason their mind will change is because they understood that the future that they were trying to have is not a future that they truly wanted. It's just a future that their parents taught them to have. A lot of ones. They see that you're very hardworking. You are a very hardworking individual. You're a very hardworking individual. Ace of Wands and the Eight of Cups. The thing is, you are very hardworking and they are anxious about it. Because I know it's their impression of you, but I don't have the feeling this is you. And I think this is also the case, what I hear, that a lot of readers misjudged. A lot of readers were reading as if you were anxious within the situation or the moment that they were meeting you. No. Also for you guys, if readers tell you that your life was going to shit, it's not true. Your life is going extremely well when you meet them. However, yes, you just went out of a time that was horrible. So that energy isn't lingering around you, but the reason why I believe it came out within the reading is to show you or tell you a kind of time or around the time that you will meet your future spouse, right? But it's not because you're still in it. It's also not because you're still healing from it. However, what I do hear, yes, you do remember your past clearly, but it's not because you're still tied to it. It's because you learn a lot from it, and it's you are not supposed to forget. And I don't know why, but your spirit guides are very adamant for you not to ever forget your past, because it has something to do with your life purpose. It has also something to do with you to eventually be able to sit in a position where you can truly enjoy the labors of your life. Because not the labors, but the lemons, the lemonade that you made of the lemons in your life. Because you don't forget your past, because you don't forget the shitty ass situations. One thing that I need to make very clear, the moment that you meet your future spouse, it's not in a sense that you're thinking about yourself, or I'm not thinking about love, or I'm not thinking about future spouse, I'm not checking the readings anymore. No. It's just like that you are really in a position where you really enjoy your life. Like you really and like the moments that you feel shitty, you don't cry anymore in the way that you cried before. Yes, in a beautiful life where you feel good, you're still having sad moments, tired moments, but there are not moments anymore that make you or give you the feeling as if they break you. It's also with around the time with individuals, if they reject you or hurt you, yes, of course you're gonna feel the pain, but you are in a position where like really understanding, wait, but that is their projection of me, and I have nothing to do with that. So if they ghost me, it's a you problem. I'm fucking awesome. If they use me for whatever, that's not a me problem. That's their problem of the lack of having the knowledge that they have within his life. That is the misunderstanding of who you are as an individual. That is an individual that is Satan himself. That is an individual that isn't treating me in a way because I'm not worthy. It's treating me in that way because I'm worthy more than they ever will be. Like, that is like how you're in that position. Of course, the situations can still hurt, but it's different. I don't necessarily know how to explain it. But yeah, they see you're very hardworking. But this is one thing that I do hear. You maybe have met them like around that time that this happened, around the time that you were still kind of in that phase to, lead over, because of there's a certain extension which you guys eventually working out, because they eventually just understood, wait, I'm doing so fucking dumb right now, because this is the girl that I want, and I'm fucking it up. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be sitting in a position like, oh, I'm doing dumb. Like, yeah. I think the thing is also with you, you are such a mirror to them. You are such a mirror to them, and that's I think most impressions that they have of you are very unconsciously, because I think on the like, you know, on a shallow way they think that you're extremely hot, and you know they really want you, but not. They think they don't really want to work for you because they think that that is the only thing that it will be, but secretly they know that they are scared. And instead of listening to the fact that they are scared, and that will eventually make them understand, like, if there is fear, there is feelings. If there's fear, there's feelings. And but they don't want to listen to that. They want to ignore that. Maybe also them in that position, maybe they also just come out of something. But I also, maybe they like, it can even be that the moment that you meet, they are already in a connection. There is something with this thing of them, the like, when you know each other, they are already within connections, or then out of a connection, and in a connection, and out of a connection. However, if they are in a connection, they are in one connection, and they are in a lot of short connections, and then again in a long connection, and then a few shorts, and then they maybe get one long. For it's different for certain groups. For certain groups, they are already in connection. They get a lot of tiny connections. Then there is one important connection, and then they get the epiphany. Or they have, after that connection, more shorter connections, and then somewhere they get that epiphany. That is you. Because for that group, they get that epiphany of the reason why I get older and don't find my wife is because I unconsciously know who it is. And for some fucking reason, I don't work for it. And one thing that I find beautiful is also within the first impressions that they have of you. They, from the first impressions that they have of you, no matter how extremely sensual charged they are, they know right there, right then, you will never entertain that. You will never entertain that. And I think that is also where they put themselves within a position that they act as if a lot of things are their choices, but it's mostly you. Your energy is so powerful, and therefore that's like, consciously they are not aware about those things. But like, I'm telling you, girl, you punish them for them not trying to watch deeper. You punish them for it. And I think this individual has never been punished for it before. And I think that is also an individual who you are to all your past lovers or situationships, because for some of you, I hear you all only had situationships, and then you stopped having datings or sex altogether. But one thing that I hear clearly, girl, if you think that you're worrying, guy or girl, I always say girl, so, or them, doesn't it, like, if you worry about the fact if this individual did not feel your rejection, they did. And every single individual got punished. Because the thing is, what I find beautiful to say is, I have the feeling with you that you are oh so fucking kind. And there's two things: or you were oh so fucking kind and they thought you had no boundaries, or they thought that you had no feelings at all, and therefore they just thought, I can do whatever the fuck they want. But the moment they did something, your feelings came out. But either way, how it went, your feelings punished them. Your like, if they deemed you cold, your feelings punished them. Like, the moment you stated your feelings, sent the paragraphs, showed who you truly are within yourself, showed them and punished them in understanding how unknowledgeable they are and how little brain they actually have. Because the ones that thought that you were cold, they got punished about the fact, like, holy fucking shit. I could have had the best relationship with an individual that was extremely genuine with me. Extremely genuine with me. And they understand that what they perceived as cold was never cold. It was you being selective, and you chose them because you thought they were genuine, but they were future faking, or they were just faking for whatever the funds, and they understood, And one thing I also hear, but they get punished, if you will ever see them walking in a connection ever again, trust me, it's not the connection that they make it out to be. It's not. They will never get your heart. They will never get, if they try to use you of your, like, because of your body, they will never get that type of sex. They will never get that sex. They will never. No matter how much they start to search it, they will never. And this is also the exact same for the individuals that were very sweet. Your bound, like, your level of putting down a boundary and stating your emotions in a harsh, extremely critical way, ooh girl, they understood, again, the same as the other part, they will never get that genuine type of love ever again. Or individuals knew it immediately that you were genuine, or people thought that you were, you're too busy, you probably don't want to have a relationship, like, you're probably just cool a lot. They get punished. Like, I don't know why your spirit team wants to make it. For you guys, there are so many side things. So I'm sorry. I apologize, because me, myself, I'm also like an individual that hates it when you come to a reading for a question, but a lot of multitude of things enter within the reading. So I truly apologize. I really hope that it doesn't annoy you. However, for some reason, I need to tell you how powerful you are. Like, the shit you went through and the people, like, I don't want to cry, but literally, they all get, I promise you, they all got punished. Like, they all got punished, and they know. They all got punished, and they feel your loss. And for some, it took 1 hour, one less conversation. And for one, it hated 1 year, 2 years, 3 years after, never 5+ years or 3+ years. I mean, never more than 3+ years. 3+ is like, 3 is the minimum I hear. But when it falls, ooh girl, it falls so fucking hard. And one thing that I need to make absolutely clear, those individuals can offer you nothing. And every single individual right now understand how little they have and how much you had. No matter if you met them in a time that you had no money, that you had no status, that you had no whatever, your powerful, like, your energy is so powerful that it lingers. Your energy lingers. It lingers, and it will always linger. So, yeah. Because there's something with this group that I think also just type of tarot readings only keep telling you of what you've been through, but they never tell you what effect it gave the individuals that fucked you over badly, and they all got punished, like punished. If they see them as individuals who are successful, happy, whatever, yes, they are smiling then and then, but the moment they are alone within that room, you are their biggest regret. You are and you will always stay their biggest regret. And that's like something that I need to make absolutely clear. You are a lot of individuals' biggest regret. And they know that they will never meet you ever again. And it's because you have changed your numbers 1,000 times. It's because finally you maybe moved away. Even if they will see you in real life, they cannot enter you. They cannot speak to you. If they will be standing within the room, if they will even try to speak to you, the universe will punish them. And I do feel that there is one individual that will try it, they get punished. If it's because of your reaction or because something will happen within their life that will put them in this position where they get humbled like a motherfucker. And for some, I hear like a death of a dear one. Like, seriously. And I know a lot of you are not, I don't want to wish it up on other, it's not that you're wishing anything on them. It's like what they need to pay their debt. And I have the feeling that a lot of individuals postponed that. A lot of individuals postponed them paying their debt. How they did it, I don't know, but they postponed it. They postponed it. If it was because they had the right group that would protect them no matter, or because they had the parent that will protect them no matter, or the status, things in their life, they had postponed it. If it was the connection that like kept on for a long time after you, all those things they postponed the debt that they needed to pay. But eventually it needs to be paid. Let's continue. Okay, I hear that everything is now out. Everything is out and now we can continue this reading. Oh my god. What is my pal's future spouse? Well, what is my pal's future spouse first impression of them? The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're sitting so beautiful and strongly and powerfully, and they see you like, this is also nice to see. They, of course, with all the passion they see, there was like in the impression that they had was an immediate I want to offer something, but it was never like, how do I say it? It wasn't that they could consciously think about they want to offer you something. I think because it kind of kept within a shallow thing at first for them because they were so scared. But again, it will not start sexual or anything in that sort. They just saw how much you could offer them. And I know a lot of individuals don't want to see that in the sense of it can be, you know, used in a wrong way. If someone looks at you as what can they give to me? But I mean it in a way of they knew that you could give them something that they never had and they were always trying to fight for, but they could never find it anywhere else. And then they had it standing in front of them. And they were like, oh, you have a lot to offer. But also one thing that I feel within this is it also mirrored to them unconsciously how little they had to offer to you in that moment. Because they were so scared to, you know, truly give emotionally. They just knew, I need to bounce, or I just need to continue this connection on a friendship basis. And I keep saying friendship basis, but it's because it's not a friendship. I think this is also the thing what I noticed, which you will be sitting in a connection as, what the fuck is this? It's not a situationship. It's not a friendship. I think at a certain point you even think, this is a bad friend. Like, is this a friendship? Like, if this is a friend, it would be a bad friend. We don't F, so it's not a situationship. So what is this? I think like eventually you will be sitting and it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, seriously, what's going on? But yeah, they just kind of need time to warm themselves up. What is the future spout? Yeah, look. I keep saying it. Keep saying it. This is what I find so their first impression of you, they want to give to you, but they can't. They are scared to do so. They are scared. They are terrified to do. They don't know how to. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to do it. They're like, you have so much. You hold so much. You hold so much worth that I don't have. And I'm glad that this is not an individual that will try to entertain you, because if an individual is that in that moment will try to entertain you, they will humble you unconsciously on purpose, because they hate themselves and they need to have you on the same level that they are sitting in. That's the only way that they can consider or find themselves in a comfortable position. I'm happy enough that, or your spirit guide is in that time so protected to you, because they're like, you have dealt with enough that they're like, not this individual. No. They cannot come. They cannot come. Or it's because their spirit guides are just like seeing immediately like what type of connection this will be for them, for their human body that they try to guide within this 3D life. And they are like, my human body cannot misuse that human body. Cannot happen, will not happen. But yeah, they're so scared. They are so scared. Yeah, and they already have certain feelings for you. They already have like such sweet feelings for you. This individual will stare at you like this is an individual, like, they will have problems talking to you. They also have a feeling that there's a certain star quality to you. Like Aquarius card, the star is not here, but I do have the feeling that there is a certain star quality to you that they feel. The Hierophant. Yeah, they want to commit. Oh my gosh, look at this. They want to commit to you. They want to commit to you. They just don't, in the first meeting, they just don't know necessarily how to. And I'm so happy that they will not try to entertain you within that moment. I'm so happy. But because this individual does still need to do a lot of growing, it will take a time. It will take time. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, what I also love about your energy, you are not in a position where you're thinking about yourself, I date potential. You do not date potential. In that time, you're like, I don't date fucking potential. And I think that is also the reason why it got like the connection stays in a position as, what the fuck is this? But you're not necessarily extremely bothered by that. So like something when you think about him, it's like, yeah, we hung out. What is this? Like, I got other shit to worry about. And then you're on to the next. And then like 2 or 3 months later, 4 months later, you have an epiphany again. Like, wait, but like, we chill by the way again, but what? Doesn't matter. And you guys sometimes hang out. You don't gradually a lot of times hang out. Therefore, it's not them building a friendship with you. It's also not you building a friendship with them. But what I love within this case is because it goes in the way that it goes, there will be an unaware, like, ground of a ground that a friendship will have. Because I don't believe in friends to lovers. I don't like that trope, but I do believe that there needs to be an unsexual ground for a relationship to be able to work. What is their future spouse first impression of them? Justice. But I keep saying, like, trust me, whatever, like, their first impression, first off, you will get justice. Second off, their impression of you for the first time is you are their justice. And I truly believe, because they understand, if it's conscious or unconsciously, I mostly believe unconsciously, that you are their justice. If they will do the work, that is what they see immediately. They just know, if I will do the work, you will be my angle, you will be my justice. If I will do the work, I will do everything in my power to end up with you. Eventually I will end up with you. I will end up with you. Point blank, period. I don't care how long it needs to take. For some I hear year, for some I hear years, for some I hear 8 months. And the thing is, for some of you, you can hear, oh my gosh, years, blah, blah, blah. No, trust me, you will not be conscious about this happening. You will have so many, because you guys are not within a position where you are really each other's friend or really dating each other, and you don't like them from the get-go. And I don't mean it in a way of you find them ugly. No, you find them extremely attractive, blah, blah, blah. But also, you are in such a different time period in that moment that you're like, I don't date potential. Like, I don't date potential. I'm just not gonna do it. You will find him or her or them unattractive. Like, very attractive, but emotionally unattractive. So physically you find them attractive, but emotionally you will find them unattractive. You'll be like, it's like, oh my gosh, they're so attractive, and then you talk with them like, oh, yeah, but they're cool. Like, I won't necessarily cut them off immediately. Like, they're cool, you know. Also, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, there can be happening something with work. Maybe you do a project together. Maybe you met at work, or they are also established. Like, financially, they are also established. But financially, I don't really know if you are financially completely established. But however, you have it, like, if you went out of debt, you are building, you are paying off your debt, and you will come on a position where you will be at. So if this is like you thinking by yourself, but financially I don't have it, you paying off your debt is already, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's already, you doing that already puts you in a position of being the Queen of Pentacles, because you pay off your debt. You pay with money. You make money to pay it off. Do you know what I mean? It's not a nice position to sit in, because debt is horrible. But yeah. What is the first impression of your future spouse? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, what I said in the beginning, also stubborn. You know whatever the fuck you want. Like, they know very clear, you will not entertain bullshit. You will not entertain bullshit. You know what you want. You go for it. Maybe they even sometimes find something slick within the first meeting, and you cut them off, girl. If it's the first meeting, if it was the first hangout, whatever, you cut them the fuck off. You made it so fucking clear, it's not even funny. Like, their cheeks are fucking clenching. They're a little bit scared of you, but that's good. Okay, is there more? What is one important thing that pile number one needs to know about the first time they meet their future spouse. The devil. Yeah, you walk away from something that was extremely toxic. You're not walking, you have walked away. You have walked away from something that was extremely toxic. You have walked away or you moved away. Yeah. Yeah. You have walked away or you have moved away. Like, that is the most important thing that you need to know. Yeah. Is there more? The lovers. Yeah, it can be a connection. It could have been a connection that you've walked away from, but I don't necessarily have the feeling. The thing is with this, what you have walked away from is multitude of things. I think it was a connection. It was a group, a friend group, a living place, living situation, a family member, families. I think you have ended up a cycle of a multitude of things. So this is not like one specific thing. No, this is like you have been through multitude of things, but everything is vanished. And what I mean by that, how can I say? Like, for example, you go to a cheating husband or a cheating boyfriend. You had a horrible best friend. You had 2 or 3 friend groups that bullied the shit out of you. You had smear campaigns on you. You had a college system that totally effed you over. You had family members that were emotionally or physically abusive. And you will walk away from it. You have walked away from it all. How does it look like? Maybe the horrible system in your school out of a sudden changed because there came a new boss, or that horrible teacher went away. Let's say with the smear campaign, out of a sudden a certain truth comes out about the individual or the group that made a smear campaign, and now everything has vanished about what people have said about you, because they were like, ooh, so y'all talk like this about this individual, but this is what you people have in your fucking closet? Yeah, I'm not really sure if whatever the fuck you were talking about, that girl or guy or them, is actually the truth. Out of a sudden, a veil goes off. That contract, that living home contract that took years for you to end or to find a new home, out of a sudden you have a new home. Like a boyfriend that was cheating on you, there happens something, out of a sudden they have an STD or whatever, they cannot contact you, never, no more, they don't know where you live anymore because you switched places. Out of a sudden, like, you are so extremely happy with yourself that they are like, what the fuck, why the fuck are you happy with yourself? I did all this to make sure that you cannot see your light, and you're happy. They are miserable right now. Like, that is what I mean. Like, you have closed chapters. The best friend that thought by themselves, why the fuck isn't she back or coming back? Or the best friend that eventually understood, like, oh my gosh, I was in love with him or her, or oh my gosh, I fucked this friendship over, the friend that I chose over them was fucking horrible. Like, whatever the case may be, however it has ended, a multitude of things have ended by the time that you will meet your future spouse. And with certain things, what I hear, with certain things, not all chapters were closed, but most of the chapters were closed. So let's say you will meet them 1 or 2 times, before 2 other important, horrible situations that are about to happen to you, right? That's what I mean. Let's say that you'll meet them around a time where you still need to go through a horrible smear campaign of a fucking horrible, filthy group and one other narcissistic, disgusting, self-serving narcissist, for example. Do you know what I mean? So, for some, yes, you will find him or her or them at the end of it all, and for some, he's kind of overlapping. But I think the reason why it's kind of overlapping is because within that moment, you already have learned to love yourself and to really see your worth and to be like, I will not date potential. And therefore you may have, but like there's maybe one lesson still for you to learn, like don't believe in future faking, you know. But that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's still horrible. It's still horrible. But yeah, thank you, pal number 1. This is your reading, and I wish you a good day. Pal number 2, everything's alright. But let me check with you. I look, you want to go to the store and grab something because I'm hungry, but yet that seems like, I've eaten enough. You guys will like meet them in a quiet place. Yeah, I don't know, maybe a library. No, I don't necessarily feel a cafe, but in a quiet place, they are there. It can be a store, actually. Now I think about it. Where you guys meet at a time, like, one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, if you had a horror experiences in life, this is not your pal. Straight up. Pal 1 is for you. This is for the ones that actually did not really necessarily had a horrible love life. Yeah. You may have, like, yeah, no. For this group, you guys have, like, of course, you cry sometimes and whatever, but you didn't necessarily had a horrible love life, horrible friends. You were quite blessed in connections, in situations. Maybe you were born a Nepo baby, right? You financially had it all, emotionally you had it all. You had 2 loving parents. Maybe they're still together, maybe they're not. There was no fighting at home. Maybe you're even a lonely child. We don't know. And if you weren't, you had a good family, a happy family. You were loved. You were loved. You were cared for. You was given to. You was. Yeah, you had a. Yeah, I think the worst that you maybe went through is a death of your favorite uncle or grandma, I hear. Still horrible. So I'm not trying to be unsympathetic right here. But yeah, it's more in the things of that's like the nature's doing. Do you know what I mean? It's not on purpose. Do you know what I mean? It's not someone on purpose hurting you or hurting someone around you. So yeah, I don't know why I heard that immediately. I don't have this, like, I never really had this, if I need to be honest. I never really had a reading where I sit, like, I'm sitting with myself, like, this person went through nothing. Like, in the sense of nothing on purpose, like, nothing in the sense of people purposely hurting you, purposely harming you, purposely belittling you, purposely degrading you, purposely, like, no, you had a good life. You have a good life. You have certain problems here and there, but it's not, you never went in depth. You don't have extreme money problems. That's it. You can't even be the individual that's like even crying about the fact that they are now at an age where you need to go live on yourself and that you need to leave your family. Do you know what I mean? You're not the individual that cannot wait to leave their fucking family. Yeah. Interesting. I never really had this type of feeling before in a reading. Interesting. I think maybe that my group got bigger in a sense, or someone came within this group that's different type of, and I don't know. Interesting. Okay, what is your future spouse's first impression of you? Yeah, I knew it. The Two of Pentacles reverse. Because I took it upright, but it was like a little bit flipping. And I was like, it doesn't feel like it's upright. It feels reversed. So then I threw it again, and then it felt like reversed. So then I knew, yeah, it's supposed to be reversed. But one thing that I know, yeah, they also see their first impression of you is you're not really dealing with a lot of shit. In the sense of you're not really, you got your life in order. Everything goes slow. Everything goes chill. However, they maybe have the feeling a little bit as you're in the moment in life that you're a little bit bored. You're a little bit on... How do you say that? You don't necessarily get stimulated. People or things that don't necessarily stimulate you at that moment in that time. It can be around a certain time where you are just finished your studies, or just finished a certain company job, or just finished, you just finished something, but not something hard. You know, the other group had that, but for you guys, you just finished something. You have your degree right now. Do you know what? You have your degree. You have, you start from the bottom at a company and now you got promoted. What more? You have the key to your new car. And now you have everything. You have the house, you have the cats, you have this and the third. Like that's like, this is what I feel. And that's also kind of like a little bit their first impression of you. Like, you're chilling. Like, there's a certain chill aura around you. Like, you're sitting somewhere. But I don't necessarily see a cafe type of thing. And if it's a cafe, it's like a very quiet cafe, somewhere you're sitting in a corner, having your tea, maybe you're even on a bench outside, like in the front door, or chill, just chill. Nothing, not much to worry. You're not, they see you as an individual that doesn't worry a lot. You don't worry a lot. You don't worry a lot. You don't worry a lot. What's their future spouses? Yeah. See, it's like the Six of Swords. There's nothing that you need to walk away from. You didn't. This also, like, yeah, you're sitting on a good position. You're sitting on a throne. There's nothing that you need to walk away from because it doesn't serve you. Like, everything that you have around your life is serving you. It's like something that they see you and they see you sitting there. Maybe you're reading a book and they're seeing like, wow, this girl has nothing to worry about. Her face is glowing, her skin is glowing, or his face is glowing, his skin is glowing, or their face is glowing, their skin is glowing. It's just like, wow, this person have not struggled a day in their life. Like, that's like kind of what they think. And for some of you, it can be, however, that this is maybe something that they project onto you. So let's say, what I also said in the beginning, like, this spouse is not for you if, you know, things go wrong in your life. Maybe I was sitting with, when I was saying that or stating that, because I'm sitting in his energy. I'm really sitting in this energy because the energy that I feel right now is not my girl. It's not my girl. And maybe they project it onto you. Maybe they think that they're, you know, you went through nothing. But it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't. And there's nothing wrong with the fact if you didn't went through anything. I wish that on every single individual on the planet that they went through nothing. Girl. A heartbreak. So that's interesting. Interesting that these cards come out after me stating that there can be certain projections going on within this group. A wrong connection. There may be something that you're waiting on, and it's with the heart related. There is. Oh my gosh! Hey girls, I got a little bit fucked right here because for some reason it was not, the sound was not on, so I'm gonna do it in this way. However, I'm here telling you that you're waiting on something because the Three of Cups came out, and I was saying, like, I think you're waiting on. I'm gonna check it right here, but I need to see the cards. There's something that you're waiting on, like a pain that you're waiting on. And the pain that you were waiting on were multitude of different type of things. So the first thing that you can be waiting on is the fact that, something that you wanted, let's say it's a house, it has something to do with your stability, right? It is very positive change. However, you don't see it as something positive because let's say you're very close with your family, you love your family, but you got an option on a house. So that means that you need to leave your family and eventually will leave them. You eventually will leave them. Therefore, you need to live somewhere else. And let's say if it's not a house, right? It's something else with your stability. Let's say it has something to do with your job, with your company. Let's say you were working in a very loving team. You loved your team, but you got promoted. And now that you got promoted, you need to leave the team and need to go somewhere else. So it's not something extremely horrible or negative. Like other individuals will look at it and think by themselves, but why would you be sad over it? This is like a perfect opportunity for you. This is something that you should want. This is what you were aiming for your whole life. But you're there sitting by yourself like, no, I am close with my family. I love my family. I don't want to move. I'm sick and tired of it. Like, why does this happen? So for you to sit there and get that news, it will make you sit in a position where you will be a little bit unhappy. And because you're a little bit unhappy within that moment, eventually your future spouse will kind of see that. Because at first they had a little bit that projection of, this girl probably has nothing happened to her in their life. They are seeing like a clear, how do you say that? An energy switch. They see a clear energy switch from you. And they think by themselves, oh, there is something like going on. So their impression within that remote moment, they maybe see you call someone or you get the message that you don't like. Yeah, you see a message that you don't like or a call and your energy switches. And it's like a call that, most people would consider positive, but yet you don't deem it as positive. For the rest of the Page of Wands, what I said, it was an interesting energy. Your future spouse is attracted to you. However, because of the energy switch that you're getting in, they kind of feel guilty about the fact that they feel the attraction that they have for you. So therefore, they try to downplay their attraction to you. And the reason why is because they see that you're sad, right? They find themselves, viewing you in a situation as that they don't like it. They don't want it. They also just find a little bit, what I heard from them, it's like a narcissistic trait to be sexual aroused by someone in a state of sadness. That's literally what they said. Therefore, for them, they're like, yeah, no, I don't. But they are still very attracted to you, and you will see that later on the cards that I'm going to show. Yeah, so as the stars, like they are literally thinking by themselves, like this woman's beautiful, right? They see within the star as, okay, you are the star. Like they see you as a star. You're magnificent. How do you say that? Magnificent individual. You're a magnificent individual, and next to that, I wanna go to you, and I wanna, make a chance. However, I do see that there's something happening right now, and that is not something that I want to entertain, but I'm extremely attracted to you. But however, I cannot act on it because of the situation that's going on right now. Also, with the five out of ones, that was what I was saying was, this individual is extremely attracted to you. However, they are fighting themselves to that attraction. And next to that, they see that you are fighting something within that moment, because there's really something that they understand, that you get something right now within a phone call that you do not like. It can even be a case that you maybe argue with someone or about something. So let's say, for example, you got a message on your computer that you got the house. You get sad off that message because you're thinking about yourself. Now I need to, flee and get out of the house. So then you're calling your sister or your brother, or if you're a only child, you call your mom and you say, oh my gosh, you need this and the third. And she's telling you it's good, a good offer. And you're like, no, it's not a good offer, this, that, and the third. And that's what you can see with the Four of Cups that I'm holding right now. It's like some people will read it as, when it's upright, you get an offer that you don't want, or you could get bored by. However, for some people, most actually would say, if it's reverse, you don't get an offer or anything like that. However, what I was feeling, you get the offer, however you don't want the offer, right? You don't want to offer, you don't like to offer. However, I still felt the kind of sense of boredom within that card off you. When you get that offer, you kind of got bored of the offer. It's not because the offer in itself is not stimulating enough. It's just because you're sitting in a position where you cannot truly enjoy the fact that you have that house. So that is a little bit more the situation, what they don't like. So yeah, this is a little bit about the Four of Cups. You're in a situation, or you're getting an offer that you don't want. You don't want it. However, it's a good offer for you. You don't want it, but it's a very, very good offer for you. So don't be scared or think by yourself that you're getting a horrible tower moment, or a horrible news. This is actually a positive thing in some way. You just get an offer that's extremely gorgeous, but you don't want it. Right? As you can see here with the Tower and the Knight of Wands, it comes fast. It makes your world a little bit go, not really in a positive way for you in that moment, but it's a celebration. It is truly something to celebrate. You just can't see it, So yeah, that's all. You can see it for what it is right now. So yeah, also with the Seven of Swords, it came out, and I was a little bit confused by it, because I was thinking to myself, why is the Seven of Swords coming out? Because this is like a little bit what's going on. And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah. With the Knight of Swords, eventually that came out with it. It's like they know you will not entertain bullshit. You will cut bullshit off so quick, like the fastest shit that you will ever do. They will come with bullshit, you will cut it off immediately. You will see it, and you will move away very clear, very, very quickly, because of the Chariot. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not about to do that. We're not gonna do it. You're a quick mover. And also with the Hierophant reverse, in what I was saying, in their perspective of you, they clearly can see that you are not in commitment. You're not committed to anything. You're not committed in a romantical way. You're single. You're clearly, absolutely single. They didn't told me clearly why they believe that you are clearly single, but however, they truly believe in that their first impression of them seeing you, that you're clearly single and you're not committed, and especially not committed to anything that you consider as a small investment. The Seven of Pentacles you consider as a small investment. You will not work for that. You don't like it. You want to have the Ten of Pentacles. You had the Ten of Pentacles. You still have the Ten of Pentacles. However, you see it as not having the Ten of Pentacles because of that situation. But that's all. But eventually you will see it as a Ten of Pentacles, and you see the blessing and everything that it's going to give you. Right? It will prosper you eventually further within life. But it just kind of you need to take time in adjusting that to the reality of that moment. But it will come. It's a good thing. That call is a good thing. It's nothing negative. So yeah, that's a little bit where it went. What is the first impression of house numbers 2, future spouse? Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. You are clearly single. However, I want to know why. What? How? First off, you are, how do you say that? You're abundant. You're abundant yourself. You're an abundant individual. You have the Nine of Pentacles, right? However, in that moment, they see that you have the feeling that you have the nine, that you don't have the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You have it, but they see you clearly being abundant, right? They see you having the Nine of Pentacles. It's still very abundant. It's still, you almost have it all. But Emperor, right? They see you very hardworking. You're a hard worker. But this is like a little bit of a side information. They already see marriage. Yeah. They already see something in you as, I would marry her. I don't necessarily believe that this is an individual that believes in love at first sight, but they're, how can I say it? They're very analytical, and like on the way that you sit and the things that you read and that you do, they're like, this is what I like in a wife. And not in a horrible way of, oh my God, you're my material. No. It's like they have a specific type of taste, and you fit that taste. You will feed their hunger. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. And I like the fact that you have your own shit going on. They like that. They like you with your own things going on. You're not problematic. This sounds harsh, okay? So please don't hurt me when I say this. You both don't seem as individuals that are, of course, you as the watcher, you're deeper than probably this individual. But I do have the feeling that you, please don't hit me, but you're quite living in the 3D. And with you living quite in a 3D, there you are okay with not touching certain depths, right? Depths of life. I don't want to blankly and harshly say shallow, but both of you, so if this does not resonate, I don't think it's your reading. So if this hurts you, it's probably not your reading, but you are an individual that, and he is too, you're not extremely deep individuals, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. So not everyone can be deep in life, right? Not everyone can be deep. And I think that tarot is maybe more a hobby thing to do. Not in a hobby, but more in the sense of, oh, it's fun to listen to. Or you maybe just kind of wandered up on this reading and just checked it out. And you were like, I'm interested to know what it's all about. I swear I don't mean shallow in a negative way. Okay? I just mean it in a way of, for you it's a-okay to believe that there's not anything more to life than working, having a good status, having a good business, having good finances, having the house, having the car, having the connections, and that's a-okay. Okay? I don't mean anything horrible with it. Interesting that the King of Pentacles is underneath it. Now I check it. I want to know why they really believe that you're single. I'm sorry, but why is this future spouse so adamant about the fact that they're single? Oh, okay. You have walked away from something and they know it. But how do they know that they How do they know that they have walked away? Bro, they keep telling me they know that you walked away from a relationship. But how the fuck would they know? That makes... They know you walked away from a relationship. But how would they know? No. Okay, for some, I'm gonna state to you what I hear. This may be an ex-friend of your ex-boyfriend. Okay, but wait. This is a friend that you have never met of your ex-boyfriend. So let's say they were friends in high school, right? Around the time that you were with him, the first month that you were with your ex, that friendship of them broke off. Not on a toxic way, but I do hear that your boyfriend was a bad friend. And maybe you are aware about that your boyfriend is a bad friend, or your ex-boyfriend is a bad friend. And for some of you, the boyfriend that you have right now, you acknowledge the fact that he's a bad friend, right? However, if he's still your boyfriend right now, you have not met the ex-friend, but the ex-friend know of you. And the ex-friend doesn't know of you in the sense of that your boyfriend went to them to tell them that who they dating. They just seen you coming on the Instagram pages and they are still following your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend. They know that you're single. The reason why they know is because they know you're out of the relationship. And the reason why they know that you are out of a relationship is because they have somewhere, somehow, if it's not the friend of your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend, there is something, they have somewhere a connection with someone that they know. They know. Oh yeah, and by the way, to go back to the shadow part, why I say it's not a negative thing, because I truly think with this group also with the first, but also with this group, you guys will be highly successful. And what I mean with that, with the other group, I have a feeling they would be highly successful in something that they built themselves, and you would be highly successful in the sense of you will be the individual who will have a 6 or 7 or 8 figure type of job. Do you know what I mean? Is there a little bit more information about how this future spouse knows that they are single? The High Priestess. High Priestess can be an intuition type of thing. But for me, I don't necessarily think it's an intuition type of thing. Maybe, intuitively they smell singleness on you. But I don't really believe that they are that extremely spiritually tapped. I just truly believe that because of your, it sounds weird, but because of your calm nature, they don't believe that you are in a relationship. Because there's something within them that they think a woman as that a lot of times will encounter men that they will try to humble them, and they will put those individuals or those men or women in a position where they're not calm, where they have a chaotic type of energy around them, and you don't have that. Because there's something with you being a catch and you having it all. And this is one thing that I truly believe: women who have it all have the hardest within dating. I speak from experience. But they have the hardest in dating because men love to humble them. They love to humble them, and a lot of beautiful women and who have it all choose eventually to stay single. And I also think somewhere maybe they also, that can also be the case that they know, because maybe some way somehow you already frequent their environment and went out, but maybe they have heard a conversation of you talking with someone else that you are single by choice. Yeah, you are single by choice. Most definitely. For some, for some you do have a business. You do have a business. However, you are a KPI type of girl or type of guy, right? I cannot sadly speak about experience about men who have it all, that they have it extremely bad in dating. So I cannot really speak on that. I just know if you are a woman watching this who have it all, it doesn't surprise me that you have it extremely difficult within dating. And this man is very beautiful and handsome himself, and he knows what type of woman you are, but he is aware enough about how successful women get treated. Let me say that. I'm gonna keep the reading here, and yeah, bye.